Well, thank you, and thank you for tuning in today. I'm Dr. Victoria J. Hart, and I am speaking today on being a light. This message will probably be a pretty short message, so I'll just go ahead and jump right in, and I'd like to say a word of prayer before I begin. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord. I am so grateful to be here today, and I thank all that participated, and it is within the sound of my voice I ask for a tenfold blessing upon their life. I ask for their safe travels and that they share the message with a friend as they are guided to do so. Amen. If a person looks at the world in a narrow way, how narrow it seems. On the other hand, if a person looks at the world with broad, generous, and a friendly attitude, then everything seems to be lighter, lovelier, and more fulfilling. The optimistic person's life seems more progressive and useful. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to be happy regardless of what may be happening in their life? Buoyancy beams from their spirit and a sparkle dances in their eyes. A wondrous glow radiates from their face, and their words sparkle with ideas of enthusiasm, and even their movements reflect joy, grace, and excitement. There are others who seem to live in a perpetual cloud of unhappiness and pessimism and reflect an attitude of gloomy, negative thoughts. Reginald B. Mansell, a business executive, remarked, quote, "A pessimist is one who makes difficulties of his opportunities. An optimist is one who makes opportunities out of his difficulties," unquote. Have you noticed that most great endeavors have an optimist at their helm? Could this be in part because a negative life dwells on problems where an optimistic life promotes remedies? Success depends on a great degree upon an optimistic and enthusiastic attitude. For example, think of yourself as a water faucet. If the faucet is completely open, the water flows through from the source and expresses a blessing to the person who's drinking it or to the garden that needs it. If this faucet is turned off or is slightly open, then not much happens for it. Where's the focus? Where are we putting our attention? A school teacher who drives home from work when he saw a Little League baseball game being played in a park near his home. Intrigued by the exciting yells of the children, he stopped to watch the game. After seating himself behind the bench behind home plate, he asked one of the children, "What's the score?" And the child said, "Well, right now we're behind 6-0, with an enthusiastic reply. And he said, "Really? You don't look very discouraged," said the teacher. "Well, oh no, sir," said the little leaguer. "We haven't had our turn at bat yet," unquote. A successful and fruitful life can depend on how wisely and purposefully we utilize the 24 hours of each day. Can you find ways to make each day an adventure in living? Can you see the good in affirming that each day can be a life-changing seminar? As our lives become more productive, richer, and more interesting, we also become more interesting to others. To reach out and try something new is to accentuate the positive. Can you see how successful person continues reaching for and experiencing new ideas, new goals, and new things? When you have a goal and begin to fulfill it, can you imagine the sense of accomplishment that you will feel? Just put your arms up in victory. Now, what happens if our thoughts are not always positive and light-filled as we move toward our goal? First, don't worry. We keep on moving and practice cheerfulness along the way. We pay attention to what is in front of us and find something there to appreciate. Most people in life are a combination of positive and negative experiences. When we focus on the good that's already present, when we feel better and life goes more smoothly, if we don't, it doesn't. Either way, life is going to go on. How would you describe focus, faith, and persistence as shaping our experiences? Have you ever considered how seeing the good in everything and everyone can be an effective tool to bringing family members and friends into a closer bond of greater love and harmony? How does speaking well of others and avoiding gossip help in seeing the good in everything and everyone. Consider making a list of other areas of life where you can practice seeing the good. Some starters could be reading inspirational literature, avoiding making comparisons, welcoming changes, and the opportunity to try a new path, traveling more, and setting aside time each day for prayer and planning. When we light a candle in the darkness that illuminates our life and the lives of those around us, that very light can lead us to our goals. We want to make sure that we're living what we're preaching, and we want to make sure that when we're sharing things, whether it's a Sunday school or whether it's a coworker in life, that it is a path that we have walked and traversed successfully. So I pray that this message has blessed you. It's full of a lot of different things and thoughts to be kind of put in your heart and your mind and possibly sleep on if you need to replay it. I just ask that you continue the spiritual laws of living, because they just cause a cutting knife through towards your purpose and your divine reason for being. I get excited and on fire about it because it's what I'm born to do, and I know what these principles have done for my life. I live my dream every day. So I thank you again for tuning in. I ask for your safety and your blessings to be upon you. Be blessed.